Hi betting experts, day one of the Cheltenham Festival, Tuesday, March the 11th. It's a cracking card, spring ground expected. The forecast looks pretty much set fair for the week. It looks like a good day for the Irish. I suspect we'll be saying that all week. I've got 7 selections, 6 of them are trained by Irish trainers. We start off with our betting expert daily nap, sponsored by Priced Up Bet. This actually goes in the last, the 5:20, the National Hunt Chase, a grade 2 over the stamina sapping 3 mile 5, and I'm very strong here on Captain Cody at around about the 7-1 mark. Now, Willie Mullins' dual winning hurdler has been in pretty deep at big prices in 3 starts so far in this spear. He's completely unexposed. I think the proper marathon test will really suit him. 3 mile 5 is going to be ideal. He'll be able to travel really smoothly in his comfort zone. He's a sound jumper despite his inexperience, and he should get into a nice rhythm here. Last time out he was a mega eye catcher. He finished 3rd behind 3-card brag at Navarre, running on very strongly for just a hand ride, and I think he's been aimed at the festival from the start of the season. He's completely unexposed, unlike plenty of these rivals, and I think he'll take plenty of beating with a clean round of jumping. Our betting expert value angle selection, sponsored by Priced Up Bet, goes in the 240, the Ultima handicap chase, a grade 3, 150 grand's worth of prize money over 3 mile 1, 20 fences to jump on the old course, and I think Broadway Boy is the standout form choice here. Nigel Twiston-Davies, he's very consistent. He is a bit more exposed than some of these rivals. I'm not going to pretend. I think he's on a fantastically generous handicap mark, but the key, he's got plenty of vital Cheltenham experience in the book, and I think he will relish the emphasis on stamina on this much better ground. He revels on a good surface. He's a sound jumper. He's going to get a positive ride from Sam Twiston-Davies. The yard have been in the winners all season, really. They've maintained their form. Nigel thinks this one could develop into a Gold Cup horse in time, perhaps next season, and certainly there's a dearth of decent 3 mile chasers around, and he could easily step up, and hopefully he'll be able to win here. He's around about 9 or 10-1. I think it's a more than fair price, admittedly in a competitive race. Perhaps play each way with the books offering the extra places. Let's do the remaining races. We'll do them in time order, starting with the Michael O'Sullivan Supreme Novice Hurdle at 120, a grade 1 over an extended 2 mile. Well, there's a thin one here. The short price favourite Kopek de Boards, I'm keen to be against him. He obviously, it's mainly price related. You couldn't fail to be impressed with his win at the Dublin Racing Festival, but they crawled for the first half of that race. He had the very much run of the race and then sprinted clear. I suspect it's flattering. He could be anything, of course he could, but he's a free going hard puller. He didn't jump brilliantly first go, so that could be under more pressure here, and I think at the roundabout even money you have to be bang against him, and the one to be against him with I think is Romeo Coolio. The Gordon Elliott yard have had a fantastic season. They've got a very strong hand in the novice division. He's relatively battle hardened compared to most of these. He's 2 from 3 over hurdles so far. He's a sound jumper with a good attitude under pressure. They'll be positive, they'll go forwards on him, and I think the emphasis on stamina up the Cheltenham Hill will suit him. I think he's going to take an awful lot of passing. He's 6-1. He should go really well. The 2 o'clock, a disappointing Arkle, grade 1 over 2 miles, 200 grand, a very short one here, Madgeborough. I think he's impossible to oppose, to be honest with you. Maybe the books will try and get him on the floor. He did make some errors when he won at the Dublin Racing Festival, but he went with real zest from the front there, and I can see spring ground. I think he'll have these rivals rowing along after 3 or 4 fences if they bang him off in front, which looks very likely. There's loads more to come from him. He looks one of the Irish bankers of the week. He's only run twice over fences. He's still a raw project, but as I say, I think he's a class above these rivals. The Mares Hurdle at 3:20, a grade 1 over 2 mile 4. Well, this has been a race. There's been lots of speculation about what's going to run. The one we do know is going to run is July Flower from the Henry de Bromhead yard. Now, Henry, I think it's been well documented. He had a very quiet time of things December, January. The horses were badly out of form. He was barely having a runner, but they're right back in the groove now. And he introduced this ex-French performer with a really impressive win at Leopardstown in December on good ground critically. That was the first start for the yard after arriving from France. As I say, it came at a time when they were badly out of form, but watch the run back. She came from miles off the pace under a pretty confident ride. It was a taking performance. I think she's open to more improvement. They've saved her for this race since, and she should go really well at around about 5-1. The Champion Hurdle at 4 o'clock, an absolutely belting race here. Grade 1, 450 grand, 8 hurdles on the old course, an extended 2 miles. I think the value now, which is a different matter to what you think is going to win sometimes, but the value very much lies with Lossiemouth, who's drifted to a very fair price. She's a top-class mare. She lost for only the second time in an 11-race career when turned over by Constitution Hill at Christmas. I mean, that just wasn't her track. She had the sort of jaw cocked. I don't think she liked going right-handed, and she probably just completely tapped on that speed track, never really going a yard, just running on late when the race was over. She's since then had a crashing fall at the Dublin Racing Festival, which isn't the ideal preparation, but she's reportedly working brilliantly back at home now, and she's certainly eased out to an attractive price. If you're going to play, I think play each way. The front two, well, Constitution Hill clearly is the one to beat, but he hasn't been easy to train over the last 18 months or so. He's proved his well-being twice on the bridle, really, and did gallop impressively at Cheltenham Festival. But for a horse who's had all those problems, I think he's a very thin price. And obviously, Brighter Days Ahead is a huge rival who now comes for this race, we believe, at this stage instead of the Mare's Hurdle. She's going to probably go off in front and make it a strongly run race, and I think that'll suit Lossiemouth. As I say, I'm going to back Lossiemouth each way at the prices. She's going to drift out, I suspect, with all the money for the front two. The Boodles at 440, a very competitive renewal as usual of the Fred Winter handicap hurdle, grade 3 over an extended 2 miles on the old course. It'll be about 10-1 the field, I should think. I think the most interesting runner is Beyond Your Dreams, who comes from a brilliant yard in Joseph O'Brien, who knows how to get one ready for this meeting. Her winning hurdling form at Farrier House marks her down as one who could be really well treated for this race, if inexperience is not an issue. But to be honest, that applies to all of them. It's a bit of a punting minefield, this, but I do think Beyond Your Dreams looks the one who could be open to plenty more improvement if she settles and jumps fluently in this huge field. Best of luck on day one at the Cheltenham Festival Betting Expert, and please do check out our sponsor, Priced Up Bet, who've got numerous offers and enhanced prices throughout the day.